So look at the another example. So everybody, so what it is? So since it is un equal to a power n, so how to find a power minus n? Okay, so we are not going to prove again and again. So what is the difference between these two is? So what is the difference between these two is? In the place of a you have to substitute 1 by a. Okay, so this is a power n, this is a power minus n. So in the place of a what you have to do is, you have to substitute. So in the place of a you have to substitute in the place of a you have to substitute 1 by a. So therefore you have to get, so az by az minus 1. Okay, so therefore this is a sequence z transform of a power n is z by z minus a, and this is a z transform of a power minus n is az by az minus 1. Okay, so from this we are going to deduct this answers. Okay, we are not going to solve again and again. So from this we are going to deduct this example. Okay, so look at the another one. So let un is e power an. So how to find z transform of this sequence? So we are finding again and again by using definition of a z transform. Okay, so the definition of z transform is n equal to 0 to infinite. So un into z to the power minus n. Of course, output is z, u of z. So here z represents, I already told you here z represents the complex numbers. Okay, so this one. So what you have to do is, for this, what you are going to do is, we are not finding separately. So if we are comparing with the previous one. So what is the previous one example is? So z transform of a power n. So what is the answer is z by z minus a. So now we are going to find, this is e power an. Okay, so how can you compare these two? How can you compare these two is, this can be written as z transform of e power a whole power n. Okay, so e power an can be written as e power a whole power n. So if you compare these two, in the place of a what it is there? If you compare these two, a power n, this is e power a whole power n. So if you compare these two, what you will is, in the place of a it is e power a. So therefore what you are going to do is, so here you just substitute in the place of a, it is e power a. Okay, so now, so this is the answer for this. So z by z minus e power a. So this is a z transform of a power n, and this is a z transform of e power a, e power a. So what is the difference between these two is, so in the place of a we have substituted e power a. So that is the only difference. Okay, so now, so look at example number 5. So un is e power minus an. Okay, now how to find z transform for this? So according to definition, so z of un is sigma n equal to 0 to infinite. So un into z to the power minus n. Okay, so now this is a definition. So every time I am using the definition, so you just remember. Now, so what you will do is, like in the previous example, so in the place of a, what we are going to do is, we are going to replace with e power minus a. So what is the difference between these two is, this is e power an and this is e power minus an. So in the place of a you are going to substitute e power minus a. So therefore the final answer is e power az divided by e power az minus 1. So the only difference between these two is, in the place of e power a, so you are going to substitute. So in the place of e power a, you are going to substitute e power minus c. Okay, so that is the difference between these two. So therefore the final answer is e power az divided by e power az minus 1. Okay, so this is the z transform of e power minus a. Now, so look at the another example. So this is a different kind of examples. Okay, so now up to now we have derived some standard examples like a power an, e power an, e power minus an, and so on. So now we are going to proceed with different examples like Z transform of n power p. So when p runs, you will get Z transform of n, Z transform of n square, Z transform of n cube, n power 4, and so on. Okay, so these are very important. So in the point of examinations, so this is a very important concept. So now you just look at Z transform of n power p is defined as minus z into d by dz of Z transform of n to the power p minus 1, and where p runs from should be greater than 1. So p should be runs from greater than 1. So I have told you already. So Z transform of n power p, it is defined as minus z into, what is a d by dz? So d by dz represents, so this is a derivative of z, so differentiation of a function, so with respect to z you have to differentiate. So into Z transform of n to the power p minus 1, where p runs from greater than 1. Okay, so now, so this is a formula you have to remember always, so no need to prove. So now from this, if you substitute p equals to 1, what you will get? Okay, so now look at Z transform of n, how to find. So what it means is you have to substitute, so p equals to 1. Okay, so now you just substitute p equals to 1, you will get, so minus z into d by dz of Z transform of n to the power p is 1, so therefore 1 minus 1, so therefore you will get minus z into d by dz of Z transform of 1. Okay, so you everybody knows this is already we derived. What is this one? What is the Z transform of 1? Already I have derived. So again I am writing. So what is the Z transform of 1 is Z by Z minus 1. So therefore, if you substitute what is the Z transform of 1 is Z by Z minus 1. So what is this d by dz? You have to differentiation of Z by Z minus 1 with respect to dz. So I will write what is the formula for derivative of u by v. So everybody familiar with this formula? What is the derivative of u by v? So this is v u dash minus u v dash by v square. Everybody remember, this is the formula of derivative of u by v. So the same concept we are using here. Okay, so what is the derivative of u by v? V u dash, v means z minus 1 into u dash. So here this is a u and this is a v. Okay, so now z by z minus 1. So minus z into derivative of u by v, v u dash. So v means z minus 1 into u dash. So z derivative is 1 minus u into, so u means z into, so z minus 1 differentiation with respect to z is 1 divided by v square. So v square means z minus 1 whole square. So this is a very important formula you have to remember always. So derivative of u by v is v u dash minus u v dash by v square. So I will write another example, derivative of uv. Everybody knows this, but I will once again I am recalling you. So what is the derivative of uv? So uv dash plus vu dash. Okay. So now, so once you simplify this, here z and minus z will get cancelled. So here minus z plus z will get cancelled. So only remaining term in the numerator is minus 1. So therefore minus z into minus 1 by z minus 1 whole square gives the z by z minus 1 whole square. So therefore this is the answer for the Z transform of n is z by z minus 1 whole square. Okay, so now this is the answer for Z transform of n. So now if you substitute p equals to 2, so p equals to 1 means z of n. If you substitute p equals to 2, what you will get? So Z transform of n square. If you substitute n p equals to 2 there, what you will get? So this is a p, when p should be runs from greater than or equal to 1, we will get different values. So difference z transform of n. Okay, so now we will look at this. So if you substitute n equals to 2, what you will get is z transform of n square. So the same way you just derive this. So you will get z square plus z by z minus 1 whole cube. And now if you substitute n equals to 3, if you substitute n equals to 3, what you will get is z transform of n cube is z cube plus 4z square plus z by z minus 1 whole power 4. Suppose if you substitute n equals to 4, what you will get? If you substitute n equals to 4, that means z transform of n power 4, so that is gives us, so z power 4 plus 11z cube plus 11z square plus z divided by z minus 1 whole power 5. So here I am writing, so you just try to solve it. So I am generalizing this. I have solved only one z of n. So for z of n I have solved, you have to solve for z of n square, n cube, n power 4 and so on. So in z of n square you have to use z of n. In z of n cube you have to use z of n square. Why? Because here you will get. Okay, so this is all a circular process. So if you want to find z of n power 4, you should know what is z of n cube. So without finding z of n cube, you cannot find what is z of n power 4. So therefore, all this is a cyclic process. So this is, in this way you have to find all this. Okay, so you just try to solve it. So if you have any doubt, so you just contact me at any time. Okay, so this is the answer for z of n power 4. Okay, so now we are discuss another type of examples. So like z of 1 by n factorial. So okay, so now, so everybody already we have solved so many examples, and this is a definition of a z transform. And again I am writing. Why? Because you have to remember always. So therefore z of n is sigma n equal to 0 to infinite. So un into z to the power minus n. So now z of 1 by n factorial is sigma n equal to 0 to infinite. So what is a un here? So un is a sequence 1 by n factorial into z to the power minus n. So now you just run n runs from 0 to infinite. So now what you will do is, if n equal to 0, what you will get? 1 by 0 factorial. So what is a 0 factorial is 1, and z to the power minus 0 is 1. So 1 into 1, 1. So therefore 1 plus 1 by 1 factorial, z to the power minus 1, z to the power minus 2 by 2 factorial, z to the power minus 3 by 3 factorial, and z to the power minus 4 by 4 factorial, and so on. So when n runs from 0 to infinite, so you will get this expression. So now the question is, so how to simplify this whole infinite series? So 1 plus 1 by z by 1 factorial, 1 by z square by 2 factorial, 1 by z cube divided by 3 factorial, 1 by z power 4 whole divided by 4 factorial, and so on. So can you think for a while how to replace the whole infinite series? So there is a formula for this. So I will write what is the e power x expansion. If anybody remember, in your plus 2 already, these are all already you learned in the plus 2 level. Now can you tell me what is the e power x expansion? So if you know this, so then we can definitely replace with that. Okay, so what is the e power x expansion is 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial plus so on. So this is e power x expansion. So everybody remember 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial. Now can you tell me, can you compare these two? So 1 is there plus, in the place of 1 by z what we have is x. 1 by z square, x square. 1 by z cube, x cube. 1 by z power 4, x power 4, and so on. So now, so if we compare these two, in the place of x we have 1 by z. In the place of x square we have 1 by z square. In the place of x cube we have 1 by z cube. Okay, so therefore can you tell me now how to write this one? This is expansion, I have told you already. So this is a e power x expansion, 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial and so on. This can be written as summation n equal to 0 to infinite x power n by n factorial. Okay, so now this expansion we have to replace with this. So to compare these two, what we have to do is, in the place of x we have 1 by z. So therefore this is e power x expansion. So this is e power 1 by z expansion. Why? Because in the place of x we have, so it is x square. Okay, so therefore what you have to do is, in the place of x if you substitute 1 by z, so therefore the z transform of 1 by n factorial is e power 1 by z. Okay, so this way you have to simplify. So if you simplify the z transform, very simple is, first you have to apply the definition. So then if you substitute u0, u1, u2 value, then it will gives in terms of z. So but here the question is, when how to simplify this infinite sequence. So for the simplifying infinite sequence, what you have to do is, you should know what are the expansions. 1 plus x whole power minus 1, 1 minus x whole power minus 1. So e power expansion, sin x expansion, cos x expansion, what is the log x expansion. So all the formulas you should know. So otherwise we cannot replace the infinite series. Okay, so therefore the final answer for z of 1 factorial is, sorry, z of 1 by n factorial is e power 1 by z. Okay, so this way you have to find the z transform of a given sequence. Okay, so now we are going to discuss the next example is z of 1 by n. Okay, so now before example it is z of 1 by n factorial. So now it is z of 1 by n. So he has given one condition. So everybody look at this. So this is a special kind of example we are going to solve this. So this is z of 1 by n. He has given one condition. What is this? N should be greater than 0. So why it is so? Can anybody tell me why it is so? So if n equal to 0, what is going to be happen? So this is a special kind of example we have to discuss compulsory. So now what is the z transform of definition is? So z transform definition is sigma un equals to, so sigma n equal to 0 to infinite. So un into z to the power minus n. So here n runs from where? It is 0. Suppose if you substitute 0 here, what you will get? Suppose if you take 1 by n as a un. So if you substitute n equal to 0, what you will get? Suppose if you substitute n equal to 0, you will get, so u0 equals to 1 by 0. So what is 1 by 0? Okay, so that is the reason why as given one condition is, it should be n greater than 0. So otherwise we cannot solve this example. So if n equal to 0, we cannot find 1 by 0 is undefined. So therefore we cannot solve this example. So that is the reason why he has given one condition. So n should be greater than 0. So therefore we have to run n should be from n equals to 1. Okay, so in all the previous examples what we did is, remember the difference, we have did n runs from 0 to infinite, but this is the only example we have to run n from 1 to infinite. So why? Because it is so. So if n equal to 0, it is 1 by 0 is undefined. So therefore we cannot find the z transform of the given sequence. So that is the reason why it should be n equal to 1 to infinity. So therefore z of 1 by n is sigma n equal to 1 to infinite 1 by n into z to the power minus 1. So now n has to run from 1 to infinite. So if you substitute n equal to 1, what you will get is z to the power minus 1 divided by 1. If you substitute n equals to 2, z to the power minus 2 divided by 2. If you substitute n equals to 3, z to the power minus 3 divided by 3 and plus so on. So now the question is how to simplify this one. So now here, so this is, if you simplify this one, what you will get is, this is 1 by z by 1, 1 by z square by 2. So z power minus 2 can be written as 1 by z square divided by 2. Z power minus 3 can be written as 1 by z cube divided by 3. and plus so on. Now the question is how to replace with this infinite summation. Okay, so that is the reason why I have told you again and again, you have to read all those infinite series formulas. Okay, so now how to replace with this. So for replacing this, we are going to provide one formula. So what is that? So that also we are going to prove this. So everybody knows what is a 1 minus x. So 1 minus x whole power minus 1 formula. So I have given already in the previous slide also. 1 minus x whole power minus 1 formula is 1 plus x square plus x cube and so on. So now 1 minus x whole power minus 1 can be written as 1 by 1 minus x. So now the question is how to solve this one. So therefore, for example, so for this what you are going to do is you just apply integration both sides. Okay, so you have to apply integration both sides. So for this and for this quantity. Okay, so if we apply integration both sides with respect to x, what you will get is integral 1 by 1 minus x dx plus integral 1 plus x square plus x cube and so on dx. Okay, so now can you remember what is the integration for this? Integration of 1 by 1 minus x dx. So how we are going to write? So 1 by 1 minus x dx, how we are going to prove? So in your plus 2 you have learned already. So what is this is? So integral f dash of x divided by f of x dx. How you are going to this? So this is log of f of x dx. If you want to apply this formula, what it is there? So this f of x derivative should be in the numerator. So this is f of x, this is f dash of x. So now 1 minus x derivative is minus 1. So if you adjust with minus 1, what you have to do is you just keep minus 1 here and minus 1 here. So therefore f dash of x by fx. Why it is? 1 minus x derivative should be minus 1. So therefore already in the denominator we have plus 1. So you have to adjust with minus 1. So therefore you will get this is minus of f dash of x by fx, log fx. Okay, so for example, what is the integral 1 by x dx? So this is log x. So why? Because x derivative is 1 in the numerator. So therefore, so what you will get is this is minus log of 1 minus x. So now what is the integration for the whole right hand side? So what is the integration for the right hand side is 1 dx is x integration is x square by 2, x square integration is x cube by 3 and so on. So if you simplify this, what you will get is, so this is minus log of 1 minus x. Now if you understand this, why we have to prove this? So if you compare these two equations, what you will get is, so remember, if you compare these two, what you will get? So this is x by 1, so let it be x by 1, and this is 1 by z square by 2, here it is x square by 2, here 1 by z cube by 3, this is x cube by 3. So what it is, in the place of x, here you have 1 by z, that is the only difference. So therefore the whole expression you are going to be written as log of minus log of 1 minus 1 by z. So we compare these two. This is minus log of 1 minus x and this is minus log of 1 minus 1 by z. Okay, so therefore if you simplify further, what you will get is log of z by z minus 1. So if you simplify this expression, what you will get is z by z minus 1. So therefore the final answer for the z transform of 1 by n is logarithm of z by z minus 1. Okay, so this is very important problem. So this is something special kind of example other than any other example. So why? Because this n runs from 0. So this is when generally what you are going to do is, here if you observe the definition of a Z transform, generally we are runs n from 0 to infinite, but this is a special kind of problem where n runs from 1 to infinite. So that difference you just identify. Okay, so now this is the final answer for Z transform of 1 by n is logarithm of z by z minus 1. So now look at, this is a very important example as a point of exam point of view. This is a very important example. So in every terms in the end-sem exam you will get these questions. So that is the reason why we discussed here. Find the Z transform of sin n theta and cos n theta. Okay, so now, so for solving this we are going to proceed with a simple mathematical equation is e power I theta. So everybody familiar with this? How to write e power I theta? Can be written as cos theta plus I sin theta. And in general way, e power I n theta can be written as cos n theta plus I n theta. So this everybody knows, in your plus 2 also already you read. So therefore, how to find Z transform of sin n theta cos n theta from this equation. So now what you will do is, you just apply Z transform both sides to the equation. So this equation. So apply Z transform to this equation. So Z of e power I n theta. So this is right hand side. So now it is Z of cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So for this equation, so we are applying Z transform both sides. So now this is Z of cos n theta plus I n theta plus this is Z of e power I n theta. So now e power I n theta can be written as Z transform of e power I theta whole power n. Okay, so now here we are going to apply the previous example formula. So what is that? So this is a previous example we have solved already. Z transform of a power n. So this is Z by Z minus a. So if you compare these two, what you have in the place of a, we have e power I theta. So therefore in the place of a, I have substituted e power I theta. So therefore Z transform of e power I theta whole power n is Z by Z minus e power I theta. Okay, so now what you will do is, next one, you just again substitute what is e power I theta. So already we know what is e power I theta, cos theta plus I sin theta. The same thing we have substituted here, cos theta plus I sin theta. Now what I will do is, I have separated real part and imaginary part. So Z minus cos theta is a real part, minus I sin theta is imaginary part. So now what you will do is, here there is an important concept is called rationalization. So everybody familiar with this term? What is the rationalization is? Suppose if you want to simplify these type of terms, what you are going to do is, a simple concept is called rationalization. So therefore what I did is, I have multiplied and divided with Z minus cos theta plus I sin theta. So this is a term I have multiplied and divided. So therefore what you will get is, so Z into Z minus cos theta plus I Z sin theta divided by, this is a minus b into a plus b. So the formula is a square minus b square. So this is a square minus b square. So you will get Z minus cos theta whole square plus sin square theta. If we expand further this with a minus b whole square, you will get Z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. So now the question is, where is the Z of sin n theta, where is Z of cos n theta, how to find? So if you remember this, Z of cos n theta is, so Z of cos n theta is in real part. If you observe this expression, Z of cos n theta is in, okay, so now this cos n theta in real part, sin n theta in imaginary part. So what I will do is, both sides we will compare what is the real part and what is the imaginary part. If you take real part in the left hand side, that is Z of cos n theta. If you take imaginary part, this is Z of sin n theta. So therefore in this, what is the real part and what is imaginary part, we will compare both sides so that we will understand. So from this, what is the real part is Z by Z into Z minus cos theta divided by Z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. And similarly Z of sin n theta is imaginary part. So in this, what is the imaginary part is Z sin theta by Z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. So this way we have to find Z of sin theta and Z of cos theta. Okay, so therefore, so Z of cos n theta is Z into Z minus cos theta divided by Z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. Similarly, Z of sin n theta is Z sin theta by Z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. So okay, So this is a very important example. Everybody remember this. So and also we have to remember these two formulas. We are going to apply for examples. So suppose if you get 1 mark questions, what you will do is, for example, if you look at this, there are some exercise problems. Okay, so with this we will stop. So how to find from the previous slide, how to find z of cos n pi by 2. So what it is, and similarly what is z of sin n pi by 2. So similarly how to find z of cos n pi. So if you want to find, so in your exams you will get this as a 1 mark questions. A very simple question. So how to find z of cos n pi by 2, sin n pi by 2 and cos n pi. So if you want to find this, the answer is z of cos n pi by 2. So everybody just already we know that what is a z of sin n theta. Already we know the formula is z into cos theta by z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. Okay, so from what you will do is, in the place of theta you just substitute pi by 2. Okay, so what you will get is z of cos and theta formula is, so just remember, so what is the z of cos and theta formula? Z into z minus cos theta divided by z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. So in the place of theta, if you substitute pi by 2, you will get z square by z square plus 1. So if you substitute theta equals to pi by 2, what is the cos pi by 2? 0. So therefore you will get this term is 0. If you substitute theta equals to pi by 2, so this term is going to be 0 and this term also going to be 0. So therefore you will get, so z square by z square plus 1. So this is a z of cos n pi by 2. If you substitute theta equals to pi by 2. And similarly z of sin n pi by 2. If you substitute theta equals to pi by 2, what you will get? So sin pi by 2. Sin 90 is 1. So therefore this is 1. And cos pi by 2 is 0. So therefore you will get, so z by z square plus 1. Okay, so this way you have to find the simple examples like z of cos n pi by 2, z of sin n pi by 2. So answer for cos n pi by 2 is z square by z square plus 1. So sin n pi by 2 is z by z square plus 1. So what is a cos n pi? So in the place of theta you have to substitute pi. So sin pi is 0, cos pi is minus 1. So if you apply that, then you will get, so answer is z by z plus 1. Okay, so now, so this, up to now we have discussed these many examples. So now we can conclude this. So what are the examples we have learned is definition of a Z transform. So everybody remember all the transformations why you are going to use in EC is to processing signal systems or to estimate the whether the signal system is stable or unstable. So that is the first condition. So next we are learned is definition of a Z transform. Okay, so what is the definition of Z transform is sigma n equal to 0 to infinite. So un into z to the power minus n. Then we have solved so many examples like Z transform of constant sequence. Suppose the sequence is k comma k, so therefore answer is kz by z minus 1. Similarly, Z transform of a power n. So what is the answer for Z transform of a power n? If you remember, z by z minus a. So similarly, Z transform of e power an and Z transform of e power minus an and so on. And one more important example is Z transform of 1 by n factorial. So this is one important example, and another important is Z transform of 1 by n. So this is a different kind of example we have discussed, and then we have discussed is Z transform of sin n theta cos n theta. So with using Z transform of sin n theta cos n theta, so we did reduce the following questions and then we answer. So z of sin n pi by 2, cos n pi by 2, cos n pi. So therefore from the previous examples we have deduced z of cos n pi by 2 is z square by z square plus 1, and z of sin n pi by 2 is z by z square plus 1, and finally z of cos n pi is z by z plus 1. So these are the things we have discussed so far. Then next topic we are going to discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.